I I'm just gonna record because I want to make sure that everybody sees stuff. So I'm gonna just show you this quick. Do you see how, can you see, oops, here, can you see how like crispy those are?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They look delicious.
They're like, it's like crazy how crispy they get. I should have my middies on, not just these. I do that all, and they're sitting right here. Yeah, I had my mom she wanted to do thighs in hers last night, and they were skin on, bone in. So I said, why don't you do it like the way that the rib or the chicken wings are? And so you have to mix this seasoning mixture of salt, pepper, baking powder, and maybe that's it. Salt, pepper, baking powder. I can't, my mind is not playing. Yeah, I think that's just all it is. And it's the baking powder that gets it like super duper, like it fluffs up the skin and crisps it. So it's like awesome. So I'm trying to get this. We're going to make a little dessert.
Yum.
I'm hoping people remember to get on. It did just send everybody a reminder though. So
I was like, it sent a thing on Messenger.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sent like a reminder, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. So I'm gonna make a little dessert pizza in here.
Yum.
Yeah. So
Ash, sweetheart, you can't sit next to me. I'm gonna sneeze. You guys to go away.
Okay, we got somebody else popping in. Okay. I'm gonna actually grab, hi Kaylee.
Oh, there we go. Hello, how are you?
Good. I just walked away a sec. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Oh, no problem.
I just had to get a Ziploc bag. How are ya?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. My friend Teresa and my amazing nail tech just is on here too. Oops, somebody else is popping in. Good. I was hoping that people were gonna start remember. So
yeah.
Come on. You guys are doing good in your party so far. You already got a couple orders.
Yeah, I was excited to see that.
Yeah. Hi, Nance. How are you? How are ya? I don't know if she can hear me yet.
Yeah, it took a couple clicks before it would like let
you usually have to hit like audio first and stuff. And that's the bad thing, is hopefully I can hear you guys okay, because the air fryer, like it's right next to me. And so like the fan's going right now. So
yeah.
So I'm actually doing wings right now. I was just telling Teresa that they take like 30 minutes, but I was just one thing that I thought I would show you guys. And so I started so they wouldn't, take as long. So
yeah.
They might even have to go in longer. That's why we have our digital thermometer and all that stuff. So I guess what time is it? Okay, so we're still good. Like, because we had 14 people say that they were going to jump on. So hopefully that's the case. And if not, I'm recording it. So don't say anything too naughty if you want to get in trouble.
No.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
I haven't made wings in the air fryer.
I got my mom an air fryer. She moved into a condo back in August, and she never had enough like counter space at her old house. And with her, my dad's been gone for almost 10 years, and it's so hard to cook for one person. And air fryer is perfect for like one person. So she's not really played with it too much yet. So she came to one of my in-person workshops and kind of learned some stuff. And then last night she did thighs, and they were bone in and they still had the skin on them. So I said, do the recipe for the wings. And so I'll share that with you guys in a few minutes too. And do I have that one in here? I'll be sending you. Yeah, I have it in here. I'll be sending you like a little packet that you can print if you want to. I'll send that to I was kind of waiting until everybody was through the workshops and stuff, but my other ones got kind of antsy, so I sent it to them last week. So but yeah, so I have some info in there and some tips and recipes and stuff like that too. And then these are just like a handful of things that I have. A lot of them are, there's tons more on the website. And then, you know, one of the big things is that kind of once you get used to your air fryer, then you can start venturing and, you know, pulling things from Pinterest and stuff like that. But I always say, like, start with the ones that the recipes that we designed, because they were designed specifically for our air fryer. So
Gotcha.
okay, we got more.
Yeah, I've done a few like easy stuff like chicken nuggets and reheating French fries. That's really good in the air fryer, but I haven't really done like the from scratch stuff yet.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So it's kind of fun. So we'll talk about, you know, some of the, you know, that kind of stuff tonight too. So
great.
Nance, do you have an air fryer? Hi, Barb.
Yes, I do.
You do? Okay. Do you have the kind like, oh no, you do have, did you win mine? One for me?
Yes, I did.
Yes, I was gonna say you won one from me. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot. I can't even remember what we did that for now. I don't even remember what it was. Some kind of a appreciation party thingy I did, I'm sure.
It was a hostess.
Oh, I think it was like I did a thing. Yeah, like
The hostess
if
of
you
the month
booked
or
at a
something
certain
like.
time or something, then I put everybody's name in for an air fryer. I think that's what it was. So awesome. Hi, Steph. Teresa, you're probably the kind of the expert because you use your air fryer like a zillion times a day. What kinds of things do you make in it?
Well, I love putting chicken nuggets and French fries in the basket for my girls. I do that. I reheat everything in there.
Yeah.
I toast, like my daughters love bagels, so I toast in it because I don't have a toaster, so that's replaced my toaster. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, I don't have a toaster anymore either. You can do it in here. And that's something I'll show you tonight.
Yeah, I love doing that. Or like today I did a ribeye in mine.
To type in the number otherwise.
Yep.
So that was quite yummy.
Yeah, I have
If I can get
done steak on the grill now, I think for like about a year, I'd say. I'd say it's probably been that long. So Teresa's got two little ones at home. So of course, like chicken nuggets, that kind of stuff. It's like it's an air fryer is amazing for that kind of stuff. So
tell you the number, type it.
what's that? Oh, Barb, were you talking to me?
No, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Are you guys all familiar with Zoom? I mean, I think sometimes with the pandemic, we all know Zoom too well, at least me. There is a mute button, depending on if you're on a phone or the computer. Like if you feel like it's getting background noise where you're at, you can go ahead and hit the mute button. It's usually in the far left-hand corner. On your phone, it might be someplace, or an iPad, it might be someplace different. So, okay, well, you know what? It's a little bit after 7, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. And the thing is that if anybody misses anything, we're recording. So I'll go ahead and send it, you know, send the recording. I'll put that out there too, so anybody wants to go back and replay. So like I said, just be on your best behavior. Just kidding. No naughty words. No, I'm just kidding. I might have to yell at a dog or something. They might come this way. I can hear him squeaking a toy right now. So, so anyway, okay. So welcome to Air Fryer 101. And I want to know does everybody have an air fryer? Because it's totally okay if you don't have one too. This is a good way to kind of decide if maybe you think you might want one. Steph, do you guys have one?
Yeah, we have one.
Okay. Do you have a Pampered Chef one? I can't remember.
Yeah, we have actually, I just made the kids pizza bolts.
Oh, how'd you make those?
How do I heat them?
Yeah, what are pizza bolts?
They're like pizza on like French bread.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about. No, I thought it was like, is there this like new fancy thing that I don't know?
No, actually they're not. But yeah, we just made them for them. They love them.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Even at like the school lunches, the kids still love that day.
Yeah, I think they call them pizza boats. That's how Isaac calls them, so.
Oh, that's funny. I've never heard it called.
You
I don't
said
know.
pizza
I always
boats.
just hear French bread pizza. That's what I always
Yeah,
hear.
That's
So,
what yeah, but he said something,
that's
whatever.
cute. I like that.
I just go by it, go with what he says.
Yeah, that sounds good. If he's by you, you can have him wave to me too. I heard he just talked to Daddy a few minutes ago, so.
Yeah, I should put, oh, I guess I could do video.
Oh, you don't have to though. It's totally fine. I get it. So, anyway, so Teresa, I know has one. Okay. Kaylee, do you have ours? You don't. Okay.
No,
Alright.
my brother actually just got me one for Christmas. But yeah, he just got a generic one.
Oh, that's okay. Now, do you have one that's like a tray one like mine, or is it a basket?
A basket.
A basket one, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm. Julie's jumping on here now, and I do not think Julie has an air fryer. So, hi, Jules, how are ya?
How are you? I don't mean to be on your face here, so hold on.
Oh, you're fine. There's lots of people here, so you're all good. You don't
Okay.
have an air fryer, right?
Right, I don't.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I
Yep.
didn't think you had one yet. She got the multi-cooker a few months back.
Yes.
Yeah, so I knew that that was one of the ones that you had gotten, but I didn't think you had this one yet. So I'm making wings in it right now. So I started those at about 6:40 because they take about 30 minutes. So I started those. I thought this would be a good one for you guys to see. So what I did with those, I'm going to just tell you about this because they're going to beep in like 3 minutes and I'm going to see if they're ready. So what I did was, I actually bought a bag of frozen chicken wings this time and just let them thaw in the fridge. And then I put them in a bowl and I mixed up 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. I drizzled, the wings with some oil. And I am loving, I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but I'm loving the oil and vinegar dispenser. So you can put oil in it or vinegar. You squeeze here and it squeezes up the amount up to 3 teaspoons. So a tablespoon, it'll squeeze. So then you know that you're always, like if you're watching it, but you don't have it like glugging out at you then if you're just pouring it out of a bottle. So I like it for that reason. So I just drizzled it over that. I tossed it with my tongs. I'm going to be adding people here. So you're going to see me going like this. So tossed it. Then I started sprinkling that seasoning mixture. That baking powder in that seasoning mixture is going to really, really help that skin on there, crisp it up a ton. My mom did thighs in hers last night. Like I was saying, she had just gotten one and she said they turned out awesome. So she was like really proud of herself that she she had a good success with the air fryer. So we'll temp them. I'm going to use our digital thermometer. I personally think that this is a must to have if you have an air fryer or if you're a person that likes to grill a lot, because you always want to make sure that you've got your food cooked to the right temperature. Teresa, do you have this?
Yeah, it was perfect for Thanksgiving. 'Cause
Yes.
I always screw my turkey up. Always. So it
Mom's
came
coming
out
on here,
perfectly this year.
So you can see on here, I know it's backwards, but you can see it gives you all of like the little temps on there too. So you know exactly what you need it to be at. So for chicken, of course, we're looking for 165. You pull down this little prong and just push the on button and it'll instant read it. It's awesome. You can move it all the way out like this too if you like you got to be careful like when you're in the grill. So sometimes I'll do it this way when it's on a grill just to keep your arm away farther. If you want to use, there is a probe. I don't know if I think I might have it right here. There's like a probe attachment that you hook in, and then so you could put it in your turkey, plug it into the thermometer, and then it'll magnet to the side, to the side of your oven. So like if you're doing your turkey or whatever, or this one, or there's a probe too on our Deluxe Electric Grill and Griddle. That's kind of cool too. So it's kind of the same concept on that when you're cooking on that grill, you can do the same thing. All right, let's see what they're at right now. I'm a good one to take my tongs and go like this. I just want to kind of show you. Hopefully you can kind of see. Can you see how crispy those are? Isn't that a nice crisp on it? So let's temp them. What?
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, hon. How are you?
Good.
Did you have fun? Isaac and his mom and family got to go to the Dells today. This is my stepson, Isaac. So, hi.
Isaac.
Awesome. Hi, Cindy.
Hi.
I'm gonna probe this quick. And that one was a pretty thick one. It's saying 187. Actually, I'm gonna just do a couple more and make sure we're good. Yep, looking good so far. So I'm gonna move this group of wings into my bowl. Yeah, so always kind of check your, your thickest ones. And I don't know if you guys can see here, but do you see this piece of paper that I have on here? So that's parchment paper for an air fryer. And I get it on Amazon. It's like 200 sheets of it for like $8 or something. It's super inexpensive. And I have a link for it in the handout that I'm going to give you today.
They come in handy.
Oh my gosh, they're awesome. Well, it's just, you don't want to have as big of a mess, or it helps, I should say, with the mess.
Or like corn dogs and something quick.
Oh gosh, yes.
Well, and anything greasy, it's nice that you don't have a big old mess in your air fryer to clean up.
Yep.
I checked it.
And I know if you have a basket air fryer too, those, they have them for that too, and they almost kind of look like oversized like coffee filters is what they look like. But the ones for our air fryer, you want to make sure that you get the ones that have the perforation little holes in them, because then that helps with the airflow getting around all the food too. But yes, it definitely just keeps clean up a lot easier. So I'm gonna.
But you gotta make sure you have the food spaced out or else they fly up.
Yes, you do. Yes, they do. I just got a little drip there. I'm gonna wipe it off my door. Okay, so I'm gonna just squeeze. Hey, Dee, will you send a message to Graydon and tell him the wings are done? He was waiting for these for football tonight. So I'm just putting some Sweet Baby Ray's. You can put whatever kind of a sauce you want on them. I just always put them in a bowl, toss them around. And that's the easiest way, I think, to coat wings. So that was super simple. That was 30 minutes in the air fryer. Who's done wings or any kind of chicken in theirs? Okay, Teresa, besides chicken nuggets, have you done regular chicken?
Yeah, I do chicken breasts all the time.
Okay.
So mine and Derek's favorite way to do chicken breasts is to soak them in Italian dressing for hour or whatever, and they turn out perfectly in there. I forget what I put them on. I think I did the bake setting for like 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then I just checked, and I think I ended up having to add another 5.
Okay.
So,
and that's what we're going to kind of, I'm going to kind of share with you how that works with all the different settings that we have. So let's go ahead and kind of talk a little bit about, I don't know, can you guys see it when somebody comes in, or is it have to be just me? Do you guys see it? Okay. I'm going to just have to watch the screen and see in case anybody pops in. But okay, so first question I have for you, because we have one person that doesn't have one. Chris, do you have an air fryer actually?
Yes.
You do. Do you have
I've made the rotisserie chicken. I've made chicken strips.
Okay. So you have ours then.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay.
Yep. The last party I had, I got it.
Awesome.
Yep.
So I always like to ask this question, or this is what I did at the other 2 workshops. So what do you guys think of when you hear the word air fryer? Or what do you think an air fryer is?
French fries and saving time.
Mhm.
Crispy.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So I think that the thing that I like to make sure that I get across to people right away with this workshop is that the biggest misconception of an air fryer is that it's only for fried foods. Okay, it's not. It's basically, in a nutshell, it's a mini convection oven. Graydon's like, "Shh, here, honey, it's okay. You don't have to come. I'll pass them to you. Here you go." I can say your name. They know your name. Jeez. So that's what everybody thinks. I mean, I remember the first time a couple of my friends had gotten air fryers and I was like, the heck do I need an air fryer for? I don't really eat that kind of stuff. I'm like, I don't think I would ever use it. I kind of laugh now too, because I kind of thought that the same exact thing about pressure cookers. I'm like, why would I need one of those? And then Pampered Chef, makes me fall in love with it. So I was like, all right, I'm going to have to get on board with this air fryer thing. But I learned that really quickly. I learned that it's just an oven, it's just a way for us to cook a little bit faster and not heat up the whole dang house. I mean, yes, you can't do as big of portions at a time that you could in your oven, of course, but I still made 2 pounds of chicken wings on 2 trays in the air fryer. So I think that's pretty good. It's a small countertop appliance. It's going to basically simulate, it is kind of simulating deep frying when you have stuff that has that kind of a coating on it or whatever. So it is going to do that because with the way that the air flows through the oven, it's like creates this crust on things, which is actually called a Maillard reaction, which I super laughed about that because a lot of you guys know that my late husband was a professional chef, and that would have been so him to be like, oh, well, yeah, that's the Maillard reaction. And I would have been like, what are you talking about? Because he was like smarty pants like that. So, but yeah, so it's the Maillard reaction. It's a chemical reaction between amino acids and reducing sugars that gives browned foods that distinctive flavor. So that's what happens when you cook in an air fryer. You just get that super awesome crispiness. So you can do things like Teresa did a steak today. If you're on my VIP page, of course, you might have saw her show that earlier. She posted a picture and she also made tomato basil soup in her blender. So yeah, I haven't cooked steak on a grill in about a year now. We do it always in the air fryer. Doing things like biscuits and dumplings, any kind of like doughy thing like that, they come out really good. You can do cookies. What other kinds of things here? Oh, even marshmallows. Has anybody ever done s'mores in their air fryer? Yeah, so put a graham cracker down, put a marshmallow on top of it, leave the top graham cracker off though, put your piece of chocolate down and then your marshmallow. You just got to be a little bit careful because sometimes the fan might want to make it the marshmallow blow around. So you have to be a little bit careful. I usually try to put it on the flat side of the marshmallow. And I can't even remember, 2 minutes, I think it was 2 minutes, but then you can put the other top of the graham cracker on top of it and it works awesome. So if you want a little quick treat, you can do that way. So
we got some of those frozen cookies from hockey.
Yeah.
How would you do those?
So you're basically just going to follow the instructions on the box because
okay.
Yeah. So on our air fryer, we have a bake setting. So you would put it on the bake.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
Thanks.
I'm going to talk about that here in a second on why you would use that setting, basically. So does anybody here have an oven that has an air fryer?
Hers probably does, doesn't it?
Okay. I just had a girl come to one of my workshops, and the reason she came is because she just bought a brand new oven because hers died. I think it was like on Christmas or on Thanksgiving, one of the two, like on the worst day of the year. And she got one with an air fryer in it, and she thought like, oh my God, this is going to be awesome. And I was like sad to tell her that it's basically just like a humongous marketing scheme.
That's updating maybe.
It's a marketing scheme because what did I just get done telling you that this was? It's a convection oven. It's just a mini one. So an air fryer is a convection oven. So they just like to put air fry on it. And there's even an air fry button. There's an air fry button, and it's really, and I'm like, is there any kind of a basket? Like, because there is one that I have heard of that has like a basket tray at the top of the oven, almost kind of like where like a lot of people's broilers would be. there was like a basket in there. So then I could understand, but hers was just, nope, just an oven. I'm like, sorry, it's not really, it's just a convection oven. So it's one of those, little marketing schemes that everybody wants an air fryer right now. So why wouldn't all of the stove and oven makers want to pull huge marketing and bill it as an air fryer, right? Yeah, so don't get hung up on sometimes on that fancy stuff, okay? So I'm gonna show you, I'll show you this. So these are the different pieces that actually come with the air fryer. So of course, it's this. You've got your basket, and then there's the rod with the little inserts. You've got 2 trays, and the 2 trays are the ones that I pulled the wings off of. This is my new favorite. And if you have not gotten this yet, I highly recommend it. This is the mess catcher. So it's got a like silicone lined tray, but the tray is, you can't bend it. It's got like a wire around it for it to slide on that rack. And then it kind of just lifts. So then if you're going to do bacon or something, like I could have, if I would have used 2 mess catchers in my air fryer, I could have just done my wings on here and then everything could have dripped and I wouldn't have maybe necessarily had to use the parchment paper. Okay. Then there's the retrieving tool that you use to use the basket, or to get the basket out. And like, if you've got it on the rotisserie rod, you can get it off with that. So it looks like that. Has anybody successfully used that yet? Because it's a little cumbersome the first time you use it. Yeah, you're kind of feeling like, well, and the big thing is I want you to remember is if you use your basket, please put on oven mitts because the whole dang thing is hot. So like you need like the big oven mitts and make sure you have like a towel or like I have these. I don't know if anybody still has these from Pampered Chef, but I love them. So I will put my basket like on there and I can get it apart because it's like you have to unlock that basket and it's stinking hot. Like you have to be careful with it. So that's what comes with just your basic air fryer. And if you know of anybody that's in the market for one, or Julie, if it's something you're interested in, they are on sale for $230 until Tuesday. So they are on a discount right now. And Julie, since you just had a party, you'd get another $23 off of that because you've got your past host 10% discount. So you can stack on top of sale items, you can stack your discounts. So that's really awesome. And Teresa, you did that with your blender, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you had somebody else who was running a party, but they were
I
doing
had
like
my
25
electric
or something.
I had my electric sale go, like the Pampered Chef had the electric sale going on. So it was already at a discount and then you stacked your past host.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Yeah. So that's what you're going to get in your air fryer box. And then, let me see here. The rotisserie basket, of course, you're going to use rotisserie setting. Does anybody have any of the other accessories? Does anybody have the, I always want to call them the fruit roll-up trays. It's the fruit leather trays. Anybody have those? No? Okay. Then you can do like, dehydrate them and like you can do beef jerky, all that kind of stuff too. Does anybody here have the kebab rods?
Yes.
Or the
I
skewer?
love them.
Okay.
I
So
absolutely love them.
what do you usually, aren't they really easy to get apart?
Yes. So
Yeah.
I usually just take like, I'll chop up a pepper, I'll chop up some onion, throw some mushrooms on there, do marinated beef and chicken, and I'll just make skewers.
Nice.
I've also done shrimp on the kebab
Awesome.
system, I guess, whatever. So yeah, I love the kebab setup.
I've been hearing too that people are doing like an entire pineapple too on the rod, and then they coat it with like a sugar and like butter mixture, and so then it like kind of like glazes on and like crisps on the pineapple. I'm trying to think, there's something else like that too. I can't think of what it is. I'm doing this big Winterfest party. Some of you guys have, I think some of you guys are actually in it. One of the girls, the very first couple of days, one of the customers of one of our consultants, she does pork tenderloin all the time. Most of people do it on the rod. She throws it in the basket. And I was like, that's brilliant. She's like, yeah, sometimes I just don't want to mess with the rack because it is kind of a little cumbersome to get the little inserts on the end and kind of screw them. I mean, it is what it
And
is.
to get it off of there.
It
can be
is.
kind of,
It's the same
to
thing.
get it
Like
off the rod, it can be a mess.
Another really, really big reason to have our oven mitts, because you need something, and our oven mitts are silicone, so you can just throw them in the sink and wash them off, or throw them in the dishwasher or the washing machine and wash them off. So that's a huge plus. Your oven mitts always look grody. I mean, if they did at my house when I always had cloth ones, and I had a lot of customers that were, they weren't too happy when we got rid of our cloth oven mitts, but I'm like, you will like them once you start using them, you will. So, okay. So let's talk a little bit about the settings on an air fryer. So really, the only difference between preset functions on the air fryer, because we have air fry, bake, roast, rotisserie, reheat, dehydrate, and then of course there's the custom setting. So the only difference between the preset functions is the temperature and the default time. So it's not going to do anything differently. Where like on your pressure cooker, if you pick the chicken and poultry setting, or you pick the soup setting, it's adjusting how it's cooking those. Where this, it's not. It's basically just giving you preset times, and they're trying to make it a little bit easier for you to understand what to use each setting for. So air fry is basically going to be for things like appetizers, frozen foods, snacky things, chicken tenders, wings, stuff like that. It's 400 degrees. It's the highest the air fryer will go. So you're going to get that quick crispness, so that's boys. Jeez. Can you hear them growling? They're like arguing with each other. The bake setting is going to be for things like desserts and breads, quick breads, baked goods, casseroles. We're going to actually do pizza, like a pizza crust. So we're going to make a little dessert pizza here in a couple minutes. Actually, you know what? I might go ahead. I'm going to start that. So I'm going to let me get my drip tray's got grease on it, but I don't need to, I'll just take it out quick. I'm going to put the mess catcher tray at the bottom. I have my stoneware bar pan here, and I put Pillsbury pizza crust on here. So we're going to cook this. It says you need to cook it for about 20 minutes. Like if you're doing it regularly in the oven, since it's a smaller concentrated area, a lot of times in an air fryer, we have to go less time. So I'm going to put it on the bottom rack because I don't want to scorch it on the top rack. Okay. I'm going to put it on the bottom rack, or the bottom, I should say. And then we're going to put it on bake. And I think I'm going to go like 12 minutes and see what it looks like. Okay. So at 350. Okay.
I can't tell it's anything on that pan yet.
What's that? Did somebody have a question? Okay. That's the small stoneware bar pan. You can use it in just like any microwave or any stoneware piece. You can put it in the oven, the microwave, the refrigerator, the freezer, the dishwasher, and an air fryer. And they made that one, I don't know if you noticed, it had a little handle in the front of it. So they made it in the front so you could pull it in and out of the air fryer. So I really like to do that kind of stuff on there. But really you could do it. I mean, like Teresa, you were saying earlier that you do chicken breast, you could put it on the stoneware bar pan too, if you wanted to, instead of just putting it on the trays.
Well, and I have the modular sheet pan set. So I use those a lot. So I'll end up doing like my meat or my salmon or whatever in one, and I'll put it kind of in the middle, and then I'll put my vegetables on the bottom.
Yep.
And I'll always start my vegetables first because those are going to take longer, especially if they're potatoes. So I love using those in conjunction with the air fryer.
Yes, there is going to be, I think I put it in here. Oh, no, I didn't. I did the tostadas. There is a recipe. If you go to my website and search baked cod, there's an air fryer baked cod recipe. And that recipe actually shows you how to put like your veggies on the bottom and do the fish on the top, so you can get your meal done all in once. But the modular sheet pans that Teresa is talking about, there's a set of 3 of our sheet pans. and they're designed like it for your oven. The big one fits this way on the rack. And then the medium one goes like this and the small one goes like this. So they'll all fit on one rack in your oven. So you could have your main dish, a side and a dessert, or, starch and a vegetable, in one. So it's kind of cool how that works. So years ago, we actually had a stoneware set that worked like that too. So, bake is for that stuff. So we're going to see, hopefully that's going to work for that. Roast is like for vegetables, meats, fruit, fish, seafood. So you could put roast, like that tenderloin that I was just talking about. She could have put that in the basket and hit the roast setting too, but she would have then had to have made sure she hit the rotate button. So it rotated. Rotisserie is supposed to rotate all the time. Mine doesn't always. Does anybody else's not? I might have a bad one, but that's what it says. For rotisserie is it's supposed to. Roasting is supposed to default for 10 minutes. So that's why like vegetables and stuff are awesome. Like Brussels sprouts are so good that way, and asparagus. I even just simply do like olive oil on them and salt and pepper, and that's it. Or sometimes just even our seasoning salt. I like that too. Reheat, one of my favorites. That's probably the one that gets used the most in our house is the reheat setting. It automatically defaults to 350 degrees for 5 minutes. So you can always adjust the time, but usually like to reheat a piece of pizza or something like that, that's perfect. It's like the perfect temperature. And I'm telling you, sometimes I'm almost wanting to leave the pizza and let it sit and get cold and then reheat it. Cause then I feel like it tastes better. I don't know if anybody else has done that, but I think it's amazing when it comes out of the air fryer. And I don't know if it's just because it's nice and hot. By the time it gets here from pizza delivery, it's not the best, but I love that setting. Does anybody else use that one a lot?
Oh yeah,
You said you did, yeah. Reheat is
all the
awesome.
time.
Well,
And when you have antsy little kids that don't want to wait,
oh yeah,
it's so much easier just to throw it in and be like, okay, 4 minutes, here we go. Just
Yeah.
go do something
Reheated
and pacify
pizza's
yourself for
awesome.
4 minutes.
yeah. Reheated pizza is awesome in it. And too, that when you have an air fryer, bringing home, like if you go out for fish on a Friday night and bringing home leftover fish, it's worth it to bring it home instead of just leaving it
We
at.
always bring home fries and whatever's left
Yeah.
now. when we
Yeah,
go
because
out.
you can just go ahead and put it in there and it's gonna crisp up really awesome for you.
Yep.
So
I did
dehydrate.
potato skins in there too.
Oh yeah.
Reheated potato skins from like the bar from like a Sunday fun day.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
Yeah,
That would be
It was
good.
delicious.
So the dehydrate setting automatically defaults to 4 hours, and it comes out at 130 degrees. So I mean, dehydrate, it's one of those things, if you're going to do that, like especially like if you have like a garden in the summer and you want to dehydrate herbs or something that you've been growing and save them, you just need to make sure that you're aware that it's going to take like probably a minimum of like 4 hours for something to dehydrate. So that's, keep that in your mind. And not all air fryers have a dehydrate setting, that.
Now you said you can do like beef jerky if I were to get to like the strips or whatever, the fruit juice strips.
Yeah. Do I have, let me look, I have it in here. I don't think I put it.
That's what I'm interested in because
Yeah,
we've got deer coming. So
You eat, yeah, and you always eat, you're eating beef sticks and stuff like that all the time. So yeah.
all the
that would
time.
be good
Yeah.
for you. I didn't put it in the packet, but if you just go to my website and just search beef jerky, it'll come up.
Yeah.
Because you put like a marinade on it and then you put it on the dehydrate setting. So, and then rotate it's just basically a manual setting. It rotates the basket. So that's where you're going to add that if you need it on a basket or on the spit or the rod. Custom, it's going to allow you to adjust cooking times and temperature. It's automatically defaults to 15 minutes. And I think it defaults, let me see here. I think it defaults to 350. Let me look and see what it looks like. Ooh, it's cooking. Yeah, I think that's going to be about perfect. 12 minutes. So it's not necessarily going to need as much time as I thought. So, so does anybody have any questions on that? Because I know that gets tricky. That's probably the question that I get asked most of the time from my customers, where they'll be like, I'm making this, what should I put it on? Like they freak out, they freak out about it. And I always just kind of usually say, if it's something that needs to get like a crispiness to the outside, just hit air fry. But now what would you do for toast? What do you guys do? Like does everybody use theirs as a toaster? I don't know, Kaylee, does yours work like that? Can you do that with yours with being a basket? I'm not sure. Because I've never had another one.
I've never tried that before.
Okay.
So I'm curious now just to try it.
Uh-huh. 'Cause I do it for 4 minutes on air fry is what I do. Does anybody else have a preference? Teresa, do you know what you
I've
do?
done it for like 6 on bake.
Okay, well, that
So
probably would be
a little
about,
longer, colder or lower temp. Yeah.
Same thing with like bagels and English muffins. I usually I kind of typically do like 3 to 4 minutes is kind of what we do, because that's the kids do that all the time.
And I always do my bagels face up, cut side up, because it heats from the top. So I want it to be all nice and toasty,
Yes,
woasty.
I never even thought about how I put them in there. And I'm not always
Mm-hmm.
putting them in there. Sometimes the kids are putting them there, so I'm not sure. So anybody have a question about like the different settings or timing of anything? Like I was saying earlier, and maybe you guys weren't all on here when I was saying this, but biggest thing to remember is use the air fryer guide and go to my website and find recipes. Try our recipes first until you get comfortable with it, because those recipes were designed for our air fryer. Not all air fryers are the same. Not all pressure cookers are the same. You know what I mean? So try ours. And then when you start feeling comfortable, then start going on Pinterest and finding other recipes to try and stuff. Cause that's what I do now when I'm like, oh, I want to do this. So I just go on Pinterest and be like, okay, yep, I can put it on this for 20 minutes or whatever. And it usually seems to work out. Okay. So, yeah, so that's the big thing. And then everybody should have gotten a cooking guide with their air fryer, should have like a picture of an air fryer on the front of it. If for some reason you have lost that, it is something that you can reorder, or I did embed a link that you can look at it online. Okay. And like these pictures that I just showed you of the pieces and stuff, that was actually right from the guide. So I had them right from there. So, my next question, or does anybody else have any questions on settings then? Everybody good on that? Okay. So next thing is about the things that you can put in an air fryer, because you did just see me put a piece of stoneware in there. Has anybody done anything like that yet, where they've put something in it? Okay. So you can put pretty much anything that can go into an oven in it. It just can't be heavier than 10 pounds with the tray on it. Okay. So I have also on that handout that I gave you, I've given you like a list of approved Pampered Chef products, either current or even some that have been discontinued over the years. So
What handout?
what's that? I'll
Was
send
there a
it to you.
hand?
Yep, I'm gonna send it to you when we're done tonight, Chris.
Oh, okay,
I'll send
thanks.
it to you when we're done. Yep, you're welcome. So like things like if anybody has our pressure cooker or our deluxe multi-cooker, like there's a fluted cake pan, there's a springform pan, there's a ceramic pot, all of that can go in the air fryer. So you can bake a cake right in your air fryer. It makes a little bit of a smaller fluted cake, but sometimes that's not such a bad thing, you know? Let me see. The microwave pasta cooker can go in there too. Does anybody have our little mini cast iron skillets? They come in a set of 2. They're like 5.5 inches. Those will go in there. Like, so some people like to do like the skillet chocolate chip cookies, or there's like a really good recipe for like s'mores dip in those too.
Like those silicone bar trays, the
Not
silicone
that
stuff,
one, not the silicone actually,
the snack bar.
no, that one wouldn't fit in it.
Oh, it's too big. Yeah.
Yeah, silicone, like you could probably put like the silicone prep bowls, but you
Mm.
can't go past
This size. Okay.
400 degrees. Oh, well, that would be okay then. I think it's 400. There was the 8-inch nonstick fry pan in our nonstick line that can the handle can remove. You can put that in there. It's an okay size too. stoneware small serving bowl. I know Teresa has some of those.
Mhm.
Does everybody know what I'm talking about? These here, I've got one right here. These, they come in tan. or- Yeah. so
I did a baked brie thing at Christmas time in mine, and then we like dipped in it. I just threw 2 of those in my air fryer and warmed them up, and then I had those going for like a snack.
Yeah. All right, so this is like perfect. So I'm gonna jump around again for a second because I don't want to keep you guys on here for like a zillion hours tonight. So that was the pizza crust. I'm gonna close it now. Let that cool off a second. Then I'm going to take some Nutella. Were we talking about this when I got my nails done this week, Teresa?
Yes,
Okay, we were.
yes, we were. Just
Good.
maybe, yeah.
Like kind of.
We always
we
talk
always-
food during your nail appointments.
Yep, I know we do. So this is the scoop and spread. So I'm gonna use this. So the scoop and spread, the avocado tool, I'm gonna use that next. And the everything baking, the bagel seasoning. All 3 of these are, they're a freebie. You can pick one of these when you spend $80 this month. So that's the guest special for January. So we're gonna use the scoop and spread. So if you, normally I make this pizza and I make it on the double burner grill pan and I grill the pizza crust, but you could do it on the bar pan in the oven like I'm doing here. So I'm going to scoop out my Nutella. When it's on the big one, I pretty much use the whole jar, but we don't. But I love the scoop and spread for PB&J, bagels and cream cheese, anything, you know, that's got to be spread like that or something that's got to be cut. I used to use this before our avocado tool came back. I would use this for cutting avocados because it does have a serrated edge. So I would do that. So there's some Nutella, and then I'm going to take some strawberries with our quick slice. Who's got this? Has anybody got this? I might show you
We
something.
have it.
You have it, Kaylee?
No, Steph and Cindy.
Oh, you guys use it a lot?
I don't, but Cindy might.
I was gonna say, I know you don't really cook a lot, Steph, do you? Cindy does.
No,
More
I
so.
don't.
What am I making?
Yeah, show her, Kelly.
So I just stacked all my strawberries on here. So
Oh,
like
I
a lot of us, yeah, a lot of us have like the egg slicer that you can do one strawberry at a time. But this I can do
Avocado.
all of these at once and they're all cut up. So you know what my cool one that I think is fun to do on that is if you're making stir fry, put broccoli on it. All your broccoli pieces will be the same size width then, so they cook up like at the same time. Otherwise, broccoli is like one of the hardest ones to cook in a stir fry. So, but this is like a really fun like Valentine's dessert because the strawberries, you know, they kind of look like hearts then when you got them. So, oops, now I just dipped it into, see how cute that is? So that was 12 minutes and it probably might have even been able to go like 10, that pizza crust. So I'm going to set this over here. All right. So who's got a question about pieces you can put in your air fryer? Anybody? Okay. I'm going to grab a piece of bread. I forgot that. Okay. Because I'm going to make something for you here. Okay. So I got a piece of bread. I'm going to grab my tray out. And I'm going to move it to the top. So with toast, I do put it on the top tray. Here, I got to get it with my tongs. The microwave grippers work in the air fryer, but it's harder to grab because you've only got, you know, it's only this wide. So you got to be careful if you're using that. So I'm going to put my toast on, or my bread, I should say, on there, and I'm going to put it on air fry. And all of our appliances work the same. It's a dial. So the first one, you're gonna press it and I can turn it down, the dial down to 4 minutes and then press it again. And it's gonna go ahead and start, okay? So if you've got the blender, if you've got the multi-cooker, if you've got the Deluxe Electric Grill and Griddle, they all kind of work the same that way. So far, I think the air fryer is gonna be a while before a restyle happens on it, but most of our other appliances now have an on and off switch. The air fryer does not. So small appliances that don't have an on and off switch, you are supposed to unplug them in between use. So I got sick of doing that. So when we redid our kitchen, I had the electrician put in an on off switch. So I can just flip mine on and off. So it's really nice. So some people might have a switch like that in their kitchen already. So you can do that too. So basically one of the things too that it tells you to is don't overload the air fryer. Like if you're going to put a tray in it that maybe isn't a Pampered Chef one, but it's, it's not, it's within the weight limits. Just make sure you're not like make sure there's enough space between the sides because we do need to have that airflow happen. Okay. So you do need to have, it says 1/4 inch clearance is what you should have. Never force the door to close on the air fryer. So like, obviously if it isn't closing, you probably got something too big in it. Don't put foil in an air fryer. Did you know that? So you can put parchment paper, but they don't want you using foil because foil, if it like were to fly up and hit the fan, it could start a fire easier. So they don't want you to do that. Let me see. Yep, I think that was all I had on there. So I have the link for the cooking guide on there. I have the link for the parchment paper sheets, the ones that I just use on Amazon. And the other one that I forgot to tell you about is you can get on Amazon, and I have the link on here. They're silicone rubber bands. I don't flip my toast. Do you flip your toast, Teresa? Halfway?
It depends.
I don't. I just leave it go.
Not always.
Okay, yeah, so it always is going to beep halfway through if you need to flip something halfway through whatever time you've programmed it to. Toast, I don't flip. I don't know. I just don't. But they're silicone rubber bands, and they're for like, instead of having to use like the twine to like tie up your chicken or something like when you're doing rotisserie, it's silicone. So then you can use them over and over again and throw them in the sink and they work really nice. So I honestly am not sure. No idea. I think Daryl just got up and that was what happens. They like me better than him. Just kidding. Actually, it's probably true. So since I've moved, I have no idea. Probably my silicone bands are in the garage. So I haven't used them lately, but I've used them several times. They worked awesome. So they're Amazon, you get a bunch of different sizes of them. So that's one of those things where if you've ever put a chicken on the rotisserie and like all of a sudden it like the legs going down or something, and then it won't rotate. So like take it off quick. Well, not really quick because you got to take the tool off, but then those bands like they work really good. So, I mean, it was just a cool suggestion one of my consultant friends showed me. So I have a link for those on there too. So who has questions? Because that's really kind of all I have for you as far as that goes, but you guys can fire away and ask me some questions now.
Billy, for the toast,
Yeah.
do you just put it in like one side or do you have to flip it?
No, that's what I was just saying a minute ago is I don't usually flip it. Maybe I should, but I don't usually flip it. So
Okay, I
it
definitely
depends
missed
on like
that.
it depends on like the thickness of the bread too. Like this one is like the Sara Lee like whole grain white bread, and it toasted on both sides. So I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to do anything. But like I've had thicker breads where then it's like it's still kind of toasty or crusty, but it's not completely browned on the other side. So that's kind of like maybe if you were using like a Texas toast or something like that, I'm going to just take an avocado. So no, I don't usually
How many pieces of toast
My
can you do
grandma
with that,
will.
Billy?
what, say that again,
Sorry.
Steph? That's okay.
How many pieces of toast can you do in at a time?
You can do 4, usually depending on the size of it, but, yeah, usually like 4. And I like with that, I kind of don't care if it hangs over the edge like a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Make it that big of a deal, but I can usually get like, cause I make like on the weekends for the kids and stuff, I make like breakfast sandwiches, like with English muffins. And
Oh, yeah.
I can do 3 English muffins, top and bottom on one rack. So,
Very cool.
yeah. So I'm gonna just do this while you guys are asking questions. Teresa, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say, my grandma makes homemade bread a lot,
Mhm.
and that I found you have to flip.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's like
So-
the thickness, you know what I mean? And maybe
Yeah.
the density. So that was my avocado tool. I went around it. And then,
I just got this thing and I love it already.
yeah. And then it's got your little seed retrieving part here.
That's the worst part.
How exciting, huh? So pop that off and then you can take your knife again and cut, into slices, go around it. This is another one too, if you just want to scoop it all the way out, you could put it on that quick slice that I just
What
sliced.
about that black thing that we had last year? Yeah, that scooper
Yep,
thing.
that would work too to scoop out. Yep, there's lots of things we can do that way. But who's like an avocado toast lover or who likes it? Here, I gotta come over here. You guys can't see it. There. You see it now? Okay. So some people mash it. I just like to put it on in slices like this. And then let me grab a paper towel. Then I put everything bagel seasoning on it. And I'm not trying to be one of those people that's just telling you that ours is the best just because I sell it.
It
But
is.
I've Trader Joe's I've used the Walmart one. I'm telling you, this has got the most robust flavor. It's so good. Like Q, she would kill me. She like drinks it. Like she keeps one in her room. She eats it all. And I made her a bagel with cream cheese this morning and she was like, and put a lot on it. She's like, and I'm like, oh my God, I'll just give you the container. My God. Like,
I like your everything bagel seasoning in salads.
yes. And that's maybe it was you. Cause I'm like, somebody just told me the other day that they put it on salad. I thought that was a super cool idea. But somebody else too was saying that they mix it in with like breadcrumbs and stuff when they coat like chicken breasts and I was like,
In mashed potatoes is really good.
I bet that would be good too. Yeah. So it's delicious. And we have the everything bagel seasoning. We have the everything taco seasoning, which is really good. And we have everything but the pizza seasoning. So that one's really good. So it's got like that pizza marinara flavor to it. And then it's like, we have a recipe called pizza grilled cheese. So you do like chicken breasts with that seasoning on it, shred it up and then put it on, we do it on like the Deluxe Electric Grill and Griddle. So then you would put like a slice of mozzarella, you'd put some chicken and then your bread and make like a panini with it. It's super good with that seasoning on it. So, and then you dip it in marinara sauce. It's good. That one's a good one. So here's our avocado toast. It is really good. Some people like to put different things on it too, like a couple slices of maybe hard-boiled egg or tomatoes, stuff like that. I think it's really good, but I like avocado. I know some people, like my mom does not like avocado. So yeah. But I thought I would show you a few things like that. So
It's healthy for you.
it is, it's good.
It's a good fat.
It is, it's the good fat. And sometimes they're super expensive. And then the next time you're at the store, you can get them, like today, they were only 89 cents. Like I'm
Carol
like,
came
what?
home with a bag of them. I think he had 5 of them.
Yeah. So you just never know. We also have a really, really good guacamole seasoning in the catalog. It's really good. I was a huge when Wild Tree was around. I loved their guac seasoning because we didn't have anything like that. And this one is equally good, if not better. I really like it a lot. So yeah. So who's got questions? Because I want to share a couple other things with you and then I'll let you guys get off of here. Anybody have questions? You guys know it all now, huh?
You're a
I'm
good
gonna
teacher.
I'm gonna put this out there too. And then I'll put the handout with everything, but this is a little handout that I gave everybody at the workshop too. So I have a there is a survey that I'm gonna have you guys fill out if you would, please. I'd really appreciate it. And I am, if you're local, because I know not everybody's local, like Kaylee's from out of town, down in Illinois. But I am planning on doing like a make and take workshop in a few weeks. So if you purchase the stoneware bar pan that we use tonight,
I have it.
if you decide to place an order and do a stoneware bar pan or sign up for the workshop, I will also give you a air fryer seasoning. So we have honey sriracha, we have rotisserie, we have Parmesan garlic. I know I'm missing one. Salt and vinegar, that's the other one. All of them are made with a finer grind to them because when you cook in a air fryer, because the heat is so concentrated, bigger chunks of spices could burn on you. So they made them specifically to be able to be used in an air fryer. You can totally just use them in your oven and stuff too, but that's why they're considered air fryer seasonings. So you can get one of those for free. If anybody decides to purchase the deluxe air fryer because it is on sale right now, I will give you a 10% discount off the sale price for purchasing it because you attended this workshop. And then if anybody decides they want to host a party to get one of our electrics or another air fryer or something like that, I'm giving you a free mess catcher when you host your party, mess catcher tray. So I'll put that in there. And then, like I said, just fill out the survey for me. And then I will attach all the little packet of information that I gave you tonight too. Okay. How does that sound?
Good.
Good.
Thanks.
Good. Awesome. Well, I think this went pretty good doing it virtually. I wasn't sure. I was hoping it was
Yeah.
going to be okay. But I did record it. So if there's anything that you missed or something, it'll be in, you'd be able to watch it in replay. Okay. All right. Thanks, you guys.
Thank
so
you.
much. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Okay.
You too.
Thanks,
Say hi to
guys.
me.
Thanks. Yep. Have a good
Hey, Teresa. Random question for you.
night.
Did
Yes.
you grow up going to Dance Attitudes in Janesville?
She did.
Yes.
Were you an ice skater too?
Uh-huh.
We totally danced together.
We did.
That's too funny.
Going,
Small
I know
world.
her. Where do I know her from?
And
And
this
she
is
danced with my girls too.
this is what she does now.
Yep,
Katie.
Julie, I
They're her
did.
nails.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice nails.
Mhm. Yep.
So
Yes, that's
who
my
are,
life
who are
now.
your girls, Julie?
Celeste and Lauren Wilcox.
Yeah,
know those
those names
names?
sound familiar.
Yep.
Funny.
So, and then
It all
the
comes full
Londo girls
circle.
were part of that whole clan.
Small
Oh,
world.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh man.
For sure.
That's funny. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And like everybody,
Oh,
I always
yeah.
feel like I know everybody. So
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And the world gets
Well.
smaller every day.
We're
Every-
related.
The further away you move, the smaller it gets.
yes, until you get to know more
Crazy.
people. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. You guys have a good night. Okay.
Yep.
You too.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.